Hola amigos y amigas. I am Leila, aka Miss Bohemia, and today I am bleaching my own hair. And that's why I'm in my closet, standing next to my tiny bathroom with no background, keeping things simple. I did put makeup on, which is the most idiotic, asinine thing to do because I'm gonna have to jump in the shower. But whatever, I'm vain. And I'm looking busted in all other ways. Look at my hair, look at my clothes, and that's note number one. Wear clothes that you don't mind getting stained. My daughter's sitting here in the closet with me because she's gonna help me, and she's standing there to the side judging me. That's why I feel very awkward and self-conscious. Are you judging me?
I'm not gonna answer you.
She's judging me. I have a whole video that goes in depth as to why I'm bleaching my own hair and what made me get to this point of desperation. So I'm gonna skip all that. Go watch that video if you want to know why, and we're gonna jump straight into it. I haven't set up. I'm not 100% ready because I just want to show you everything I have. So I'm gonna show everything that I'm gonna be using because I'm a little anxious about this whole process. It's my first time. I've never done it before. I run the risk of damaging my hair, which I really hope I do not do. And my focus is just gonna be on getting the job done right and not fully really explaining too many details as I go. So I'm gonna explain as much as I can now. First off, you do not need to have clean hair to bleach your hair. That's a myth. From several videos that I've seen, mainly really highlighted in Brad Mondo's video, he made sure to point out that it's a myth. You do not need to show up with clean hair. It's actually worse for you if you show up with clean hair, mainly because like I have product buildup. For me, dirty hair, that's what it is. It's having product buildup. I'm on day 6 right now. I prepped for this moment. And what that does is it doesn't necessarily do anything for your hair and help your hair, but it helps give your scalp a kind of a coating with oils and product and whatever you put on your head to make the color process, the lightening process, seem a bit less abrasive and hopefully not irritate the scalp as much as it would if you were to show up with clean hair. As for the hair itself, what I did was that I went ahead 6 days ago, my last wash, and I did the 2-step protein treatment with Apogee. I'm already bleached blonde. I have very high porosity hair. Under regular life circumstances, when I'm not trying to bleach my own hair or getting a color lightening treatment by a professional, I use a lot of protein. I incorporate that into my regimen. You can watch a video, my whole routine here. And that helps keep my hair in tip-top shape. And so prepping for any type of color treatment, for me being bleach, even when I would go to the salon, I would go ahead and do the 2-step protein treatment before so that the hair could be as strong as possible. So I did that 6 days ago for the hair, and for the scalp, dirty hair. Another myth: you do not need to coat your hair in oil or do any such crazy things because that supposedly is going to give you protection against the bleach. No, that's also another myth that I've seen a few hairstylists talk about in their videos. And the basic point is that the bleach is going to eat through everything. So you can put all the oil you want in your hair. It's not going to protect your hair. You still have to just be careful with the bleach. And the things that matter are the volume developer that you use, the quality of the bleach that you use and the products that you use, the amount of time you leave it on your hair, etc. And ideally, you, if you're not a licensed professional, would not be doing this at home. I am not a licensed professional. I admit and fully agree with professionals that I should not be doing this at home. But again, for reasons that I outlined in my video, I am. And so that's that. And I'm willing to suffer any consequences that may arise out of this, for me, dangerous experiment. So let's delve in. What did I get? So there's 10 volume, 20 volume, 30 volume, and 40 volume developer. From what I've seen stylists say, 30 and 40 volume developer are already pretty strong and stuff you just, even as professionals, they don't want to have to use unless they have to, especially 40 volume developers. So what's recommended if you want to lift color is that you go in with the lowest volume developer to lift color, which would be 20 volume developer. 10 volume developer doesn't lift color, but it's good at depositing color, so I'll be using that for the toner. I'm going in with a Schwarzkopf brand. It's what my own colorist has used on me, mainly because it's an oil-based developer, which gives me less of an allergic reaction to bleach, because after the 2 fry jobs that 2 colorists did on me in 2019, you can watch my damage video here, I developed a freaking bleach allergy. And I don't have a bad allergic reaction to this brand because of the fact that it's oil-based. So I'm going in with a Schwarzkopf Blonde Me Premium Developer 20 volume, and I'm using that with a Schwarzkopf Blonde Me Bond Enforcing Premium Lightener Dust-Free Powder, the Bleach, and this is known to lift up to 9 levels. I'm gonna just mix enough bleach to get going, and then as I run out, I have to keep remixing, and that's the best way to do it, because the moment that stuff is mixed, the bleach is just gonna start processing right away, and if you make a huge amount, by the time you get to the end of it, it may have been processed too much. It's not going to be as fresh as what you had put on your hair. It might not be as effective because after a while it loses its effectiveness as when it's as fresh as can be. So it's better to go in and just do quick little batches than to go in and like fill the bowl and make a huge batch. So I don't know how much I'll need, but if it says, I don't know, 1 to 2 parts, I'm just going to do 1 to 2 parts. I'm not going to multiply that by 2 or 4, and then just take the sections as they come. I'm going to section my hair. I'm going to mix the bleach, and then because my back area is the darkest and my front area, my top, is where I have the most grays, I'm going to start at the nape of the neck and just go in this way, doing my roots, ideally trying to not overlap. Overlapping a tiny bit by my last root area that was done is okay. It's human. It's not going to be disastrous, but I have to be careful so as to not get bleach on the actually more bleached parts of the hair to avoid damage. And then the thing that is crucial with bleach that has me a little on edge, that I hope I do right, and that's why my daughter is here to help and be a second pair of eyes on my hair as it's lightening, is the timing. On average, especially because my natural hair is so dark, it's crucial to kind of keep an eye on it, see the level of lift, because I also want to lift to where I want to go as far as lightness of hair is concerned, so that the toner that I got is for that level of lightness. If I use light toner on darker hair, it's not going to do anything. So there's many factors to keep in mind, and at the same time, the timing is crucial, because not only do I want to lift to where I want my hair to go to, I also don't want to damage my hair, so I don't want to leave it in too long. So there's that balancing act, and then there's also the balancing act of, as I'm applying the bleach, the hair already starts to lighten in the areas that have bleach. So once I get this coated, I have to get the timing done. I'm probably going to set it to 30-35 minutes, but still keep an eye every 10 minutes. Just check and see here and check and see here. And at the 35-minute mark, really check and see that maybe I'll go in another 10 minutes. But on average, I hear, depending on your hair situation, the darkness of your hair, let's say you're really dark, it could take 45 to 60 minutes to lift. But my whole situation is complicated further because I have all these grays. So that's the lift portion. Once that is done, I will be washing my hair, shampooing it, first washing off the bleach, then shampooing twice just to make sure it's completely out of the hair. And for that, I got the Blonde Me Keratin Restore Bonding Shampoo, sulfate free. That doesn't really matter to me, but that's the Schwarzkopf brand. So I'm keeping it within Schwarzkopf as much as I can. Once you wash your hair, do not condition your hair. Do not do any treatments at this point if you're going to tone, because what that does is it closes the cuticle and it makes it hard to deposit the toner into the hair. It's a deposit of color into the hair. And so once you shampoo, that's it. Don't do anything else. And then we move on to the toner. I decided to go ahead with the Wella Color Charm T10. A lot of people I see online are using the T18. Some are blending T18 with T14 or T18 with T15. And I was just super confused. I didn't know what to do. I know that the main thing with me is that my hair tends to go towards yellow, maybe sometimes orangey tones in it. And to counteract that, the color on the opposite spectrum of that is mainly violet, sometimes blue, depending on whether you're ending up with more orange than yellow or yellow than orange. And so I was concerned about what toner would help stabilize the hair and give me a blonde that I want. And rather than just get confused by YouTubers, I like to go to the source. So I called Wella, and they were super, super awesome. When you go to Sally Beauty, I ordered these off Sally Beauty. On the link and product description, it has a Wella phone number to call. So I just used that one. I called them. I told them my situation, what I'm using, how much I'm lifting. And they said that though the T18 seems to be very popular for some reason, that they recommend T10 because T10 has both undertones that are blue and violet, so it'll counteract both yellow and orange tones. If you know you're going to end up with yellow and orange tones, definitely avoid any toners that have a green undertone because you might end up with green hair. Green undertone is good for counteracting reds in the hair, but not yellow and orange undertones. The instructions tend to say to use the toner with 20 volume developer, but the problem is that 20 volume developer will keep lifting your hair. And at this point, after doing a bleach job on my hair, I don't want to lift anymore. I have to preserve as much of the integrity of my hair as I can. And so I'm going in with a 10 volume developer. I'm using the ion sensitive scalp developer from Sally Beauty. They said it's a good one to use. Let's see how that goes. And 10 volume, because 10 volume doesn't do any lift. And since toner is all about just depositing the color into my hair, that's more than enough. I'll probably leave this in for 30 minutes. The thing that I wasn't very sure about is, do I just put it on the roots, let the roots process for a while, and then put toner in the rest of my hair and leave that in for a few minutes? How does that work? So again, I called Wella and they said no, from the get-go, just put it all over the hair. Hopefully that goes well. Should the bleach job go well and I don't damage my hair, and then the toner, the worst case scenario for the toner, because we all know what the worst case scenario for bleach is, but the worst case scenario for the toner is that either it doesn't do anything or it makes my hair very purple, but that's okay because I know how to remove toner from my hair. Should that be the case, I would leave it on for about 2-3 days and then do the toner removal process, and I did a video on that here. Now, once, let's say everything's going great, because I want everything to go great and it has to. Once I wash off the toner, I'll be going in with 2 more products from Schwarzkopf. The Blonde Me Keratin Restore Intense Care Bonding Protein that you put on first, and then right after you put the Keratin Restore Bonding Mask on top of it, and I think you leave it in for 5 to 10 minutes. And once I'm done with that, I'm still gonna go ahead with one of my deep conditioning masks and my hot head and really leave that in for 30 minutes to really pamper my hair and moisturize it after putting it through all of this, and then I'll moisturize and style. I have kind of like a little rolling cart up here that is a good height because I don't have any counter space in my tiny bathroom. And I have an upstairs bathroom, but I didn't want to do everything upstairs because most of my stuff is downstairs. And so just for the ease of it, I had a bunch of old hair towels that I use. I don't use traditional towels anymore in my hair. So I cut them up to be flat, and I'm laying it and layering it over my little cart to protect it. My prep is all about that. I also have a tribal Persian rug in my closet that I don't want bleach on, and so I brought old crappy towels that I'm totally fine with getting bleach on, and I'm gonna line the floor with it, and then it's gonna be time to get to mixing. And one thing I forgot to mention, gloves are crucial. Do not do any of this, especially involving bleach and mixing bleach and applying to the hair without gloves. And one last thing involving the prepping of hair, brushing it. It feels so bad to brush my hair dry. Your mixing bowl and brush I showed, it has to be plastic. Do not ever use metal with bleach developer. It's a no. So even if you're going to be getting pins, make sure they're plastic. Don't use metal at any point. Thank you. Can you come? Because I don't know how to part it in 4 quadrants. Then are you saying you want to do this? It has to be super easy because remember, I have to do the lower layers and then just go up that way. You're like my supervisor.
Fun. Yeah, which I don't know why, because I'm 20 and I don't dye hair, but...
Yeah, but you're an intelligent young lady and I trust you.
You're cutting that out of the video.
Okay, you're a bomb-ass girl and I trust you.
No, dude, you're cutting that out of the video.
You're done.
The founding father.
Look at how white this is. That's my natural whiteness here. So last time I got my hair done was probably October 20, and it's now January 9. So that's been, what, 2.5 months? I normally like to get my roots done every 2 months, but we're in a pandemic, so it's all good. Where the hell are the instructions?
Variable mixing ratio, 1 to 1.5 to 1 to 2.5.
1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2.5? So I'll just do 1 to 2. I'll go in the middle.
Development time, 20 to 45 minutes. Do not use artificial heat from steamer or drying hood to reduce the processing time. Application, apply immediately after mixing to dry hair. Do not shampoo before use.
Let's look it up because I'm filming on my phone.
It's 1 part bleach, 2 parts developer, just standard.
1 part bleach.
Yeah, sorry.
So I'm going to do the developer in this so the measurements are exact. And then 2 of these. Mix, get into it. And then I'm not going to be talking to the camera anymore. And then I'm going to wash this, dry it, and have it ready to go in case I need to mix more, and it'll be 1 part to 2 parts, and this thing is just gonna keep going. Look, I feel so hairdressery right now. And then I'm gonna panic. And the moment this happens, it's beginning. Mixing. Wow, that's a bunch. Oh my god, my heart's racing. I can't believe I'm doing this. We're going in! Shh. Oh my god. I am blind as a bat.
Why are you bleaching from back there if you can't see?
Because I have to start in the root area.
No, I mean, if you can't see, why are you standing all the way over there?
And you have to make sure it's well saturated. I'm technically not supposed to put bleach on my actual hair, and I think I already have.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so you did get bleach on some of your blonde hair. One of them is just like an entire ringlet is coated. You are getting bleach on more blonde hair. Dude, let me do this for you.
Okay, do the back for me. I don't know what. You're my hairdresser. I'm never gonna be able to do this alone. I don't know, man. Is it well saturated?
Yes. I'm gonna bleach your weird little neck hairs.
Yeah. Just do it.
Okay.
And then we'll do
Hey,
this back side, and the front area I'll try to do myself.
Okay.
But like goop, it has to look purple.
I'm gooping it, dude.
Shit, I suck at this. I'm so disappointed in myself.
I can't believe you trust me with this. You really shouldn't.
Of course I do.
I'm really good at talking like I know what I'm doing.
Good. That means you know what you're doing.
No, it does not. I hope this works out.
My hair?
Yeah, but if it doesn't, you can't blame me because I'm literally just a 20-year-old.
Oh my god, you're amazing. So I'm going in with a second batch. My daughter had to do the back of my head because I was a disaster. I can't see anything. I have to do a better setup. I don't know. Or she can just always do my hair for me.
You need to get down to the root more. Like just move back a little bit.
Oh my god. So is this just gonna be you finishing off?
That'd be so fun. Let me go over.
I think you're just gonna have to do it.
Okay.
Fuck it, I quit. Where's my donut? Just sit here. It's not performance, it's all.
I'm not gonna sit.
I mean, I'm
You
gonna sit here.
There, dude.
I said I'm sitting here. Why would you sit? You're doing my hair.
Just sit here. Anyway,
I'm just gonna
turn your
sit
head.
here. Hold
Turn
on.
your- There's water on my hands. Should I dry them?
Probably. Thank you for saturating it. I see you
Yeah.
are doing it, and I wouldn't have done it, and I would have blotches on my fucking hair.
Yeah, it's because I'm a genius
Oh.
and a painter who had to go to art school because he wanted me to.
And you were good at it, and you enjoyed it. Do you think I should try this?
Sure. But the thing is, there's a back half here. You need to put more in there. Just gotta let the professionals do it.
Totally.
I went to art school. I know how to mix paint.
I don't feel like I can do anything. I'm a loser.
Just let mommy take care of you.
Okay. I don't know when we started. I don't know if I should have looked to see what
30 minutes ago. Probably like 30 minutes ago.
Fuck.
Well, you got a lot of roots to cover.
Oh my lord.
Chill out for a second. Stop moving. Turn your head.
Because they don't tell you about application time.
Hey, girl. It's okay.
Lordy, 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 lordy.
We're talking so much. Why?
I feel I'm gonna be okay. I can survive. I will survive.
Yeah, the thing is, whenever I do hair, I do it like really badly, but then it ends up fine.
No, man.
What?
Okay.
Girl, can I finish this
Okay,
side?
okay.
Why did you let go of the hair?
So then, I guess when we leave it on officially, what should I do? Like 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
And then we'll check it.
Yeah, and if it's fried, it's fried.
No, it's not gonna be fried. And then maybe we take it to 40, 45 and we're good. I'll put a plastic cap on it because then the heat of the hair makes it. So you get like small clips next time, small plastic clips. And like do a ton of sections. So it's just like take one down, take one down. No?
Oh, give me more hair.
Let me try it real quick.
Okay. Wow, you really look like a founding father now.
Look how pathetic I am. This is like the only section I'm probably gonna be able to do.
Yeah, I think you can do this one.
You have to supervise me.
Oh, I think you need a little bit more. It's not globby, dude. And I saw some black lines, so I'd like go back over them.
Thank you, baby.
Let me just look over the. I think you're fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Let me get in here a little bit more, and then I think you'll be good.
My daughter saved my ass, literally, because I could not do it myself. And so now, plastic cap. I'm going to put the timer on for 30 minutes, not 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to stop filming, and I'll be back for more. I'm back for a quick little chat of things that I hope to not forget. Remember your gloves. Ideally, if you can have someone help you, have them help you. Because what was happening with me, given that I have curly hair, ringlets form in spite of the fact that I brushed my hair. They got in the way. I ended up saturating like whole strands of hair, which is like a major no, because that means I overlapped the bleach in a few strands that I hope I didn't kill off. Thankfully, my daughter is still here and she jumped in and she took over and she did my entire head of hair. I did like maybe a tiny section here and then I still needed her to go over it. The trick too is make sure that you are saturating the areas that need to be bleached. Saturated in the lightener. When you wash it off and shampoo, do not use cold water. Not at all. Your cuticles are already shot and it's gonna shock them and that's gonna lead to damage. Warm water, not hot, just nice, pleasant, warm water is the way to go to protect the hair and not shock it and not screw it up. And I think we're good. Now we're just like tick, 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 waiting. Am I blondifying? I'm blondifying. And the plastic cap helps the heat of the hair activate the bleach further, because your hair and your roots are the ones that react to the heat of the hair. So I think if you're doing like a whole thing, a process where you're doing your entire head of hair, you want to get to the roots last, from what I understand. Since I'm just doing my roots, the plastic cap helps keep the bleach moist because you don't want the bleach to get dry, and then it also helps the whole process react with the natural heat of the hair. Do not use blow dryer heat. Do not get under a hooded dryer. Do not add any heat to the process, because that's what 2 colorists who are certified cosmetologists did to me and completely destroyed my hair. And colorists who know what they're doing and really understand the complexities of bleach will not put you under a dryer. That's it. I'm just gonna log off now and then I'm gonna shower, shampoo twice, and then I'll be back for the toner. As you can see, it took, but I'm gonna do the unveiling in a second. I washed it off. I did 2 shampoos just to make sure I completely removed all the bleach from my hair. I used warm water. Now it's time to tone. This is the result. So as you can see, some parts are orangish, some parts are yellow, and now it's about seeing, first, did I pick the right toner? Did Wella advise me to get the right toner? And is it gonna neutralize the yellow and the orange colors? Look at the orange.
Sexy. I did a good job.
You did an amazing job, dude.
I should do this to myself. This is why you should trust me when I say I can do hair. I'm just weird.
It's really hard to do it to yourself.
Well, I mean, I gave myself layers pretty well.
But like the orange is, this
Hold
is
on,
orange, right?
Let me see down there.
Because it was so dark.
There's some spots that are still brown behind your ears.
Oh.
Just the root. We can get it next time. It's a tiny little chunk.
Just get the areas now and then we tone.
Let me see the rest of your hair. I think it's just that area.
So we just, what?
It's a little bit brown at the root here.
Okay, wherever it's brown, let's do a touch up.
Okay.
So there are some brown spots. So we're gonna give it a touch up. I left it on my hair for 40 minutes. We're gonna go ahead, just off camera, give it a touch up. Leave it on for 40 minutes. Be super careful to not get it on the recently bleached spots, because then that can be a problem. And then wash off. And then I'll be back for the toner process. And just a quick note, I still have to mix this, but because it was wet, I did go ahead and dry the areas that need touching up. And now we're gonna touch them up. And then I'll be back for the toner.
Oh, shit. Yeah, blonde as shit. Blonde as shit.
Nice. You know I'm taping.
Yeah.
All done?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I just realized that I didn't need to say anything when you were showing your hair. I thought you were showing it to me. You were just showing it to the camera.
Yeah, but now
I was
everybody's
just trying to validate you.
Girl. Everybody saw. Everybody saw.
Don't talk to me like that.
So I'm gonna wear gloves. I'm guessing you'd have to wear them for toner. My hair's already getting dry because it's crazy high porosity. Okay, so I poured the toner, and this is what I'm gonna do for the developer. Pour it in the bottle. This is 10 volume developer, whereas the instructions say 20. But when I called Wella, they said 10 is enough. I have to wash my hair. Okay, so see?
I think you're gonna be fine on your own this time.
I think I'm just gonna put it in like a shampoo. Maybe I'll just get started, see how I go. And then I'll add more if need be, but I have to make sure I just dampen my hair. So I'm going to apply this, leave it on for about 30 minutes, and then wash it off. When I'm in the shower, the first portion of that bonding protein treatment that I do, the bottle that I showed first, that one goes on first, fully saturating the hair. Then I follow with the Blonde Me All Blondes hair mask, and then I leave that in for, it said 5 to 10 minutes. I'm leaving in for 10 minutes. I'm going to do my hair mask, style my hair, and then we'll be back for the toner results. I will now appear in front of the camera, but I'm first a voice because when I jumped in the shower, I forgot I had makeup on and I washed it all off. And so, bam! I am in love with the color. Check it out. Should I even be bending? Flawless. No errors, nothing to complain about. I left the toner on for about 20 minutes because it was starting to look really dark here, and my hair was naturally darker here. Well, naturally, the process of it, where it had been processed to, was darker than my roots, and that's an issue that even my colorist had. So the toner evens things out, but if it's darker here, it's going to stay darker. So I have some things in mind. I'm not going to get into them now, but then I got into the shower at about 20 minutes because that's the thing. I have to get to know toner better and my relationship to toner and working with toner better. My original colorist, the one who took me to blonde back in 2015, would barely leave the toner in my hair because she said my hair just completely soaks it in super fast and gets darker fast. So I'm going to play around next time with leaving it in for less. But I want to live with this for a few days, see how it feels in the daylight, how I'm feeling, if I have any ideas as to different things to do with it. Also, full disclosure, I'm upset I forgot about my makeup and I want to finish this on a pretty note. But amazing. And the hair and the curls, super happy, super healthy. I worked it really hard to make sure my hair got crazy moisturized because it was so dry after everything she went through today. I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna come back with full thoughts and details and with a full face of makeup and proper clothes on because these are my PJs. So I think we started around 1:32 and it's now 7:30. But again, we did extend the process by 40 minutes because we had some spots that we didn't fully get, that we had to redo and leave the bleach in for 40 minutes to process. So that did push out the day. I think next time is going to be a faster process, but I'll be back. I have a few ideas, some things I have to research, my hair that I've got to live with. So what does future Layla have to say? I'm back. All happy with my super blonde hair, courtesy of my daughter. And I want to say this would not have been possible without my daughter. One of the biggest takeaways is that I could never, ever have done this alone. I needed the help, and thank God for my daughter. And moving forward, she will be doing my roots from now on. But before I get into the full details of everything and a lot of thoughts that I have on this whole process, I want to quickly recap the process. My aim and my hope with this video is to give as extensive an insight into the process, into why I did what I did, how I did, and just some key thoughts and takeaways. Hopefully it'll help with your research and you can have a bunch of it in one spot, because for me to get to where I am and what I arrived at and the decisions I made took quite a bit of researching. And that would be my first point. Don't jump into this blind. Do your research. I have seen so many horrendous videos of people who just decide on a whim that they're going to bleach their hair. They'll choose any bleach, and most of the stuff I've seen is low quality. And oh my God, what they do to their hairs. One woman was even crazy enough to bleach her hair 5 times in one go because she wanted to be platinum. How she had hair, I mean, I don't know if she had hair by the end of the video because I couldn't watch to the end. So it's insane. Seek out professional resources, do your research, call the companies. Not all will give you advice if you're not a cosmetologist, and I get that, but some will. So if you're going to have these conversations, it's better to have it with people who have a cosmetology license than to go off YouTube videos. And here I am in a YouTube video, but hopefully this serves you just as a base. Beyond anything I say, do your research, fact check what I'm saying, be confident in the process before you jump in. And I'm not going to go into crazy depth on stuff that I've already covered, but just to give a quick recap to hopefully enlighten things as we go along, if that helps. To bleach my hair, I use the Blonde Me Bond Enforcing Premium Lightener with the Blonde Me Premium Developer 20 volume, which is the lowest that will give you lift. And it's an oil-free moisture maintaining formula, which has been key for me. I mixed it in a 1 part bleach to 2 parts developer ratio. Prepping my hair before was crucial, and I got into that earlier, but basically I did a protein treatment in my previous wash leading up to the bleaching. I let the product accumulate on my hair. If you're not in a place where your hair is healthy, don't do this. Take the months or however long it takes out of your life to get your hair to where it needs to be when it comes to strength and moisture, protein moisture balance, having happy, healthy hair before you jump into any kind of process like this, and then jump in. Thank God for my daughter, again, who did the roots for me, or this would have never happened. Then we put a plastic cap over the head. And I do want to note that earlier on in the video, I kept saying the heat of the hair. It's not the heat of the hair. I don't know why I kept saying that, even though I know better. It's the heat emanating from the scalp, from your head, that when you put a plastic cap on is accentuated. And so that's why the roots bleach faster. And so if you're doing your whole head of hair, you want to do from out, then the roots last, so that you don't end up with hot roots. So that's what I meant. Heat of the head, heat of the scalp. I left the bleach on for a total of 40 minutes. I think 45 would have been okay. I would not have gone beyond 45 at all. I did check it at the 20-minute mark, at the 30-minute mark. Since I've had my hair bleached before and I've seen the coloring that it goes to when it's ready, I had a good idea of it not being ready at around the 30-minute mark, which is why I opted to go to 40 and why I think I could do 45 and I would not surpass 45, because the level of lift this bleach gives is amazing, 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 amazing. After the bleach process, it's time to shampoo the hair. I shampooed with the Blonde Me Keratin Restore Bonding Shampoo by Schwarzkopf, also professional grade. And I want to mention that all the Schwarzkopf products that I'm showing are professional for salon use only, but Amazon sells them. So why buy the cheap crap if I can get the best stuff for my hair? I shampooed twice in hot water. Do not use cold water under any circumstances. It will damage your hair. And shampoo twice to really, really make sure that you are washing the bleach out of your hair. After that, it was time to move on to the developer. I used the Ion Sensitive Scalp 10 volume developer that I got at Sally Beauty with the Wella Color Charm T10. I mixed it in a 1 toner to 2 developer ratio. You saw that in the video. I applied, put a cap on, left that on for 20 minutes. Instructions said 30. More on that later. After I washed the toner, I did not follow up with shampoo. There was no need for that. And it was time to treat my hair. I went in with a Blonde Me Keratin Restore Intense Care Bonding Potion, saturated my hair with it, and then I followed that up with a Blonde Me Keratin Restore Bonding Mask, saturated my hair with that. The instructions say to leave it in for 5 to 10 minutes. I opted for 10 minutes. After I rinsed that off, I did go ahead and deep condition my hair for 35 extra minutes with my hot head. And that was my whole process. I'm ecstatic with the way my hair turned out. But I do have some thoughts, some things I learned, some takeaways, some thoughts I have for what I want to do the next time. So let's jump into that. So first, let's talk about the Schwarzkopf brand. As I said, it is for salon use only. It's professional quality products. And I am honestly so thankful that Amazon sells them and I can get my hands on them because they are so amazing. My personal experience after my horrific damage in 2019, I developed a bleach allergy. I never had that before. And it's not, oh, you have bleach on your hair, so you're sneezing. Bleach allergy manifests in a way that was very foreign to me. And while I was experiencing it, I was so confused by what was happening to me that I was Googling, and that's how I found out I had a bleach allergy. In 2019, I had gone to yet another colorist because the previous one had damaged my hair, and I was sitting in his chair. We had the bleach on. It wasn't Schwarzkopf. As the processing time was moving on, I noticed that my hands were just starting to bother me and just getting tingly. Okay, no big deal. And then all of a sudden, the tingling was becoming itching. But then it was getting stronger and stronger. And I was like doing this. And then that was getting worse. And then I was actually itching. And I couldn't stop. And it was just too much and my hands were turning red. Was it because I was itching? Okay, I'm gonna like fight it and not itch, but then it's just like trying to soothe it in some way, but they were still turning red, and then they were swelling up. So I had to take off my rings because it was getting to a point that it was bothering me, and I had to take them off before I couldn't take them off, and they were visibly swollen. And that's when I was starting to worry, and I started Googling. I'm like, I think I have a bleach allergy. And then what followed was that the soles of my feet started itching, and I was wearing thick chunky shoes, but just kind of like trying to like move them against that bottom portion of the chair, trying to see, is there any way I can scratch the soles of my feet? And then I started getting short of breath and really lightheaded and dizzy. And at that point I'm like, okay, dude, to the colorist, I think I have a bleach allergy. And he panicked, but my time was up, so the timing was perfect. We washed it off. I felt fine after. The swelling went down, my hands stopped being red. I survived, but it was quite the experience. So I've experienced what some bleaches can do to you. After him, I moved on to someone else, and she tried other stuff, and again, the same reaction. And finally, I found a colorist to mention Schwarzkopf, saying that because the developer is oil-based, that is way gentler on the scalp, on the whole process, and will most likely not give me a bleach allergy. Thank God for him, and thank God for him mentioning Schwarzkopf and Blonde Me. Am I learning about it? Because I had zero irritation, zero itching of my palms and the soles of my feet, zero shortness of breath, zero lightheadedness. I don't have enough glowing things to say about this brand. It is amazing, and I am floored by the fact that someone with a bleach allergy can actually bleach her hair with actual bleach and be fine. But if you're going to do it, make it all Schwarzkopf. And that's where I wish I had listened to my own advice and done the same with the toner. And this is where I fell down the stupid YouTube rabbit hole, because I kept seeing person after person after person mentioning Wella, but I did do my research and I looked into Schwarzkopf, but then some of the written reviews, some people were saying that they preferred Wella. I didn't know then as much as I know now about the process. Maybe Wella worked better for them because XYZ. I mean, I don't know, so many things. I don't want to get into it now, but I wish I had on Schwarzkopf, and this is why. First off, the color that I picked, the T10, I don't think was optimal for my hair. I did call Wella, they did advise, but again, it's a phone thing. They weren't able to see my hair. They opted for T10 because it has the blue and violet undertones, and I was under the impression that my hair was going to have quite a strong mix of yellow and orange, so they advised me right. But after having gone through the process, I see that I get such amazing lift with this bleach on my roots that they pretty much go to a very yellow tone, which means that a very purple based toner, which would have been more than enough. I really didn't need the blue tones. It's the rest of my hair that has slight orange to it that I think the purple undertones would have been more than enough to counteract, though orange really needs blue. So I understand why Wella said that to me. And so more on this and my observations of my hair later. But I wasn't 100% happy because it felt like my hair was going more towards a grayish vibe, but like a darker gray than my colorist. When he took me to like a grayish vibe, it had like a lilac purple gray. So that kind of highlighted the fact that, well, he probably also used a very purple based toner and not one that has purple and blue mixed in. Also with the toner, I left it in too long. Their instructions say that you want to mix the Wella toner with 20 volume developer and leave on for 30 minutes. I opted for 10 volume developer, and I don't regret that because it's going to be gentler on the hair and not do any lifting of the hair. Whereas 20 volume, you're always going to get some more lift happening on the hair, and after having just bleached my hair, I don't need to put it through more lifting. However, Wella is sold to the consumer. It's not professional use only, and I believe it would be considered like in the box dye family versus the elite professional range of toners. And so why did I not go with Schwarzkopf? That's like my in hindsight moment that I wish I had gone with Schwarzkopf. So moving forward, I will be delving in with Schwarzkopf and playing around with the colors there, with the toners there, to see which one takes me to the color that I want. As for the coloring itself, what I did do in my last wash, I went ahead and I did the lemon conditioner toner remover process that I have a video on, and it got it to this color, which I am actually pretty happy with. For my first try, this is absolutely not bad. It is nice and golden. I can see the different hues. I'm trying to understand the coloring of my hair better. I did call Wella before I fully decided on going with Schwarzkopf because my brain just felt muddled and muddied. This time around, after I told them, okay, this is what I realized about my hair, that I do seem to have more yellow than orange, whereas before I thought it was a balance. Would I still be T10? They said no, in that case, they would have recommended T18, which is a pure violet undertone, nothing blue in there. So if you're torn between the T10, T18, that's the main difference that they spoke to me about. But again, beyond this video, and if you're gonna go with Well as your toner, I would say call them. They're amazing on the phone. They're super helpful. They take their time answering your questions. They ask you a lot of questions to fully assess the fabric of your hair, the coloring that you have, etc., and what you want to do. So it was a nice lengthy conversation that wasn't rushed, and they took their time. So that was very helpful. And as far as that goes, I thought it was incredible customer service and a wonderful company to deal with. If I was to stick to the Wella, my takeaway too on the timing would be, I left it in 20 minutes, instructions say 30 minutes. I feel like I could have gone with 10 minutes because my particular fabric of hair is so porous. I soak toner in really fast. I've seen other people do videos and their experience with toner is that they needed to let it sit longer because their hair takes longer to tone. So you have to really observe your hair. At around the 10-15 minute mark, I was already feeling like I wanted to wash it off, but the instructions said 30 minutes and I was Googling, and by the time it's like, no, you can observe your hair and wash it off when you need to wash it off. So that was the mistake, the rookie mistake I made. And in spite of that, my hair, thank God, turned out okay. And the good thing with toner too is it's a demi permanent color. It's not a permanent color. So demi means that after X amount of washes, it's going to wash out of your hair. Permanent is going to take way longer to even get to a fading situation. And because it's a demi permanent too, that lemon conditioner situation helps in like lifting it. It doesn't lift in removing it, lifting it off your hair, but it doesn't take you to what you look like right off the bat when you bleached your hair. So as you can see, my hair is still balanced, it's still toned, but it removes that excess grayish vibe that I didn't like. And the last takeaway, I feel that my hair feels a little drier than it has with other color applications that were done by professionals. And the only thing I can think of, well, aside of the fact that I'm not a professional doing this, but the main thing as far as products go is that my toner is not professional grade, whereas what my colorist was using is. A lot of colorists seem to be enamored by Redken Shades EQ, which of course we don't have access to. I have seen people selling it on eBay. Not sure that I would delve in and purchase that from eBay. So that's up to you. And there seems to be a lot of skill and artistry and understanding of color formulations required with Redken Shades EQ. Well, if you're a colorist and you want to achieve that perfect color, because I see so many videos of them having like their own particular formulas and they mix an 8 this with a 9 that and da 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 da. So, but we don't have access to that. And so the professional toner that I do have access to, and it would keep things in the same brand family, which I wish I did again, is Schwarzkopf. And so that's what I'm going to go ahead and use next time. And the other thing that in doing my research with toner and the Schwarzkopf brand is that as it does with all its other products, the shampoo, the bleach, the repair mask, it incorporates that same bonding process into their toners. And then when you're mixing them, let's say I get the toner, I'm going to be getting the Schwarzkopf Professional Blonde Me Blonde Toning in the ice shade. And then I would take one part of that, mix it in with one part of the mask, and then mix it in with 2 parts of 7 volume developer. They say 20 volume if you are naturally blonde, so they want to give a little bit of lift so the toner can apply. But if you have pre-lightened your hair, which is what I will have done, then they recommend 7 volume, which I think is really wise, and it makes me feel better that a company is actually stating that to go with a gentle developer, because right now at that point in the process, I'd be focusing on depositing color and not giving my hair further lift to deal with. And so that really set my mind at ease in that, okay, I'm going to be okay with the toning process. The cost to the whole thing, if we do what I did this time around, the cost of the developer, the bleach, the shampoo, the bond potion, the mask, the 10 volume developer, and the Wella toner, all of that was $121.80. Moving forward, since I'm going to forgo the Ion developer and the Wella toner, and I'm going to switch it up for the Schwarzkopf brand, my total cost will be $135.43. So it's just a little more. And keep in mind that these products are going to last me for a number of bleach jobs. So the savings are incredible. The thing that I'll probably will have to buy for each bleach job is the toner. The bleach cost me $24.75. The 20 volume developer was $14.55. The shampoo was $21.45. The bonding potion was $14.62. The mask was $31.95. The 10 volume developer was $7.49. The Wella T10 color charm was $6.99. So that gives you kind of like the price breakdown. And then the ice toner by Schwarzkopf, that's $13.99. And the 7 volume developer by Schwarzkopf is $14.14. So it's really absolutely not bad. Moving forward, my daughter will always be doing my roots. That is my biggest takeaway. I cannot do this on my own at all, especially with curly hair. My curls get in the way. I was watching the video and I could see that, oh my God, I thought I had a whole strand of hair. No idea that there was a curl springing up, and as I thought I was doing this, there was a curl in the way and I was getting that entire strand full of bleach. So no. I talked about my root lift being different, of course, from the rest of my hair. The rest of my hair is a little darker from previous applications, from previous colorists who each tried different things, and it's kind of like the roadmap of what lived on my hair before, obviously. And here are some things. The perfectionist in me that is itching to try something else. I'm feeling myself a little too much, maybe. I'm feeling a little overconfident. So now I've gotten it into my head that, well, what if I lighten these ends a tiny bit, not in a harsh way, and get my hair to something that I love, and then moving forward, I just do my roots. Whereas a sane person would say, just keep doing your roots, and this old growth that irritates you, and it's not that visible, you can chop it off as you go. So that's the sane route. So right now, what I'm considering doing is for my next try, have my daughter do my roots. We'll leave the plastic cap on. I'll process for around 40 to 45 minutes. Keep observing, make sure the timing is still the timing. Even though that time worked, you can't always take it for granted. Keep observing the hair, so I'll keep observing my hair. But around that last 10-minute stretch, this is what I'm tempted to do, a bleach bath. And what a bleach bath is a diluted version of bleaching your hair. Whereas with the bleaching process, you mix your hair in a 1:2 ratio, 1 ratio bleach to 2 developer. In the bleach bath process, and this is where I still have to do my research, so don't quote me on that because I haven't found the perfect answer. But I've seen some sources saying a 1:1 ratio and some saying a 1:2 ratio. 1 bleach to 1 developer or 2 developer to 1 shampoo. So it's the developer ratio I have to understand, is it 1 or is it 2? But the main change is that you're adding a ratio of shampoo into it, so it dilutes the mix. It makes it a little runnier, easier to apply and work into your hair. And it's supposed to provide you about a 1 to 1.5 or so levels of lift. It's gentler on the hair. If you're looking to lift your hair but not too much, a bleach bath might be the route for you. If you have super fine fragile hair but not to the point that it can't be bleached, but to the point that regular bleach is too much for your hair, a bleach bath might be the route to take. And so I'm considering that towards the tail end of my process, just quickly doing a bleach bath to the old portion of my hair and just 5 minutes maybe, barely getting to 10, very little, and then wash the whole thing off and follow through the process. Mainly to even out these darker areas, etc., give my hair a more uniform blonde base, and then never do that again, and then follow up with a toner, blah blah blah. So that's kind of what's ruminating in my head. I did go through an asinine moment where I was so high up on my bleach job having come out okay, that I'm like, okay, then next week we're gonna go ahead and do the bleach bath before the roots kick in. No, my hair is feeling a little drier than normal. I want to make sure she's in an optimal space before I even bring bleach close to my head again. And if I follow my normal routine, that's going to be in 2 months. My hair should be fine by next week, but I'm absolutely not going to go ahead and do a bleach bath now. I need to follow my own advice and do my research, really get to understand it, really study it, really also take time and stare at myself, no, stare at my hair, and really understand the coloring, really fine tune my perception of color, of tones, and see if it's even really needed. You know, so I don't want to have to rush into it and then regret it. My curls are doing amazing. My hair is feeling really well. It's not something I want to mess with. And I think that's it. I'm racking my brain trying to see if I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. Did I really say everything I wanted to say? Did I give all the info? Did I share it all? Is this helpful? Hopefully it is. If I left anything out, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I will answer to the best of my ability, but always with a disclaimer that I am not a professional. You should not listen to people who are not professionals as your end-all be-all answer. Do your own research. Understand hair better. Understand how this stuff works on hair better. Be very honest about the state of your hair. If you've done color applications and whatnot before and you don't have virgin hair, things are going to react very differently than they would on virgin hair. My experience has been on virgin hair because we're dealing with my roots. So keep all of that in mind. Do your research, do your research, do your research, and good luck. If you are jumping down this rabbit hole, let me know. If you are more seasoned, if you are a cosmetologist who doesn't hate me for doing this, any words of wisdom I will so appreciate. And that's it. Super long, but this is one video that I don't regret being super long, because the more info that we can get our hands on that can be helpful, the better. And so hopefully this helps you on your journey if you're bleaching at home. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you made it to the end of this video, you are amazing and I really appreciate it. If you like this video, if you like my channel, if you like my content, if you like me, no, please hit like, please hit subscribe, please hit the notification bell, comment, let me know what you think, and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ciao for now.